All right, continuing again with our last tutorial. As you can see here, there's these red squares here, and these red squares indicate something's wrong with the sketch because all sketch must be closed. So because it is open, then we have to draw a line, and it should close that. Uh, if you find another red dot, that means that there's some problem with it. You just can't have a line here. So basically, this segment um, is not part of any part. So we should just delete the segment. Um, and when you click the select tool, this one is now closed. This one, it's getting confused which one is needs to be closed or which one is still open. Okay, so we can delete some of them here. And when you delete these segments, it should automatically close. A pink fill means that the shape is completely enclosed and it's going to be it can be manipulated later for a part. Okay, other than that, let's just use one more constraint, which is the coincident constraint. Now let's make a circle, and now again, as I told you in previous tutorials, you don't want to just click randomly, especially when it's attaching to a point. Because if you click on here, it will be attached to this point and constrain them together. So if you don't want them to attach together or be aligned, you make sure that you think about where you click first before you click on anything. Okay. Now when you drag and when you drag and there's another circular arc that has the same radius, they will highlight and it's expecting you to confirm whether you want them to be equal. So make sure that you are always thinking about, hey, what does that symbol mean? And that's this equal constraint. Okay, so if you don't want to be equal, then drag some more or make sure that they don't line up with anything. Let's not line them up with anything, and then simply do that, and then click select tool. So you can see I now have three shapes here. Now let's do a random line somewhere here. Okay, and then click OK. So you can see they have red squares at the end because it's getting confused, um, meaning it's thinking that you're still not finished drawing the sketch. So it's showing you that, hey, these endpoints are open and it could be part of a enclosed shape. Anyway, let's now move on to a constraint called coincident. Coincident is you want to align a point or an edge with together. So if you do want, let's say, this circle to align with, let's say, at the edge of this square, then you should be using coincident, and you should be using pointing to this edge and let's say the center of the circle, and they will align towards each other. Okay. Now this line also move because it doesn't have a constraint anywhere, so they will sort of equally move or equally meet the constraint you specify, which is the align, which is the coincident constraint. So these two are coincident towards each other. So if you try to move this, then this one will also move. Okay. Um, let's see. There's a move um, on this line, but it's not part of these tools. You can go and edit them later, but it's just fixed here unless you define a measurement, which we're going to do later. So yeah, coincident means that you want them to align. In this case, I made the edge of this rectangle align to the center of the circle. You can also use constraint to, let's say, constrain and make this end of this line go and align with this edge. So it doesn't matter which one you click first. As long as I click either an edge or a point, then you can see they're now going to align. So if I move this again to the left, this will also adjust because they are coincident towards each other. Okay. Yeah, so that's the coincident constraint when you want to align an edge and another edge or an edge and a point, including the center of circles. Okay.